Hello guys, welcome. This is Brad again, and this episode is going to be about the equipment. And first off, I'm going to start with the special equipment, which is activated with D-pad left. First, you have your Claymore, which is just a normal tripwired mine. Then there's the jumper mine. I really didn't know what to call this. Like, if anyone has watched my Modern Warfare 2 Let's Play on Veteran, there's a mission when I'm on loose ends. Like, in the beginning, there are those mines that like pop up in the air and they explode and shit. Like, I've been looking all over for like the name of that, but I really have no idea what the name is of those, so I just called it jumper mine. So it's just a proximity mine that will just bounce into the air and it'll explode in a 360-degree angle, but if you're prone, you can avoid the explosion. And the thing about the jumper versus the Claymore is one direction, harder to avoid if you activate it or set it off, but this, it can affect you from any direction, except it's easier to avoid. So it's that trade-off type of thing I like to go for. And then there is C4. Everyone knows what that is. Breaching C4, so you can like create a new entrance to through a room just by blowing a hole through a wall. And of course, it wouldn't be every single wall in every map, but I think it would be nice if there were some walls at least that did it. And then there's the knife, which is a one-hit kill, but it will have no lunge. It's this way it will replace well, it will not replace your gun butt, but you'll have to switch to the knife to get that one-hit kill for anything else. Then there is one-man army. So basically this will just let you switch your classes. It only gives you 2 magazines and no equipment whatsoever. That way, like, you won't get frags, you won't get your stuns, you know, stuff like that. It'll only give you 2 magazines. It'll take 5 seconds to do this, and it will disable one-man army after the first use. That way people can't switch to another class with one-man army and then just infinitely switch to other classes, unless they have a perk that gives them more equipment in that aspect. Then they get more than one-man army use. The next piece of equipment is the Riot Shield. So this is just going to block bullets, but it will break after taking excessive damage, something that the Modern Warfare 2 Riot Shield did not do. I think it should have, though. And basically, when you don't have it activated, it will not be on your back. Just so, like, because I have it under special equipment, like I could just imagine a group of people just putting this on, and if it was on their back, it would make them so much more powerful than what they would need to be. Just for balancing purposes, anyways. And then there's the RPG. Then there's the AT-4, which is just a rocket launcher that can free fire or lock on. And then some people would probably say, well, why would you use that over the RPG? Well, even though it can lock on, it is going to be weaker than the RPG. So, yeah. Then there is the Stinger missile, which is just used for only locking onto air support. It's going to be just as strong as the RPG, but will lock on. But only for, of course, stuff in the air. Then there is the Sling. So basically, when you press D-pad to activate the Sling, it will basically allow you to pick up a third weapon to use in that light flow. So let's say I have an AK-47 in a 1911 class. So I just pull out the Sling, the Sling, and now I have 3 weapons. Like, maybe I'll pick up the AK-47. I mean, I'll have the AK-47, I'll pick up a FAMAS, and I still have my pistol. Then the next one is Tactical Insertion, so you can choose your next respawn point. There's a Tactical Suit that will allow you to remain hidden from enemy radar point streaks, and when I say enemy point streaks, I mean all of them. Every single one of them you are hidden from. Like, let's say Black Ops, for example, you're hidden from the UAV, and you're also hidden from the Blackbird. But only if you are the last alive on your team, and it's always active, so there's no D-pad left on this. It's just always going to be in effect. And this way, this could help in headquarters, or search and destroy, or something like that, where you have the potential to be the last person. And the last piece of special equipment is the Disruptor. So basically, when you place it, any explosives in range will be set off. Like, let's say someone places a Claymore in the vicinity of the Disruptor, it will set it off. Or someone shoots an RPG at you in the range of this, it will set that off too. And it will do the same thing to frag grenades and Semtexes and stuff like that. That way you could like place this down at an objective and help protect yourself or something like that. Now I'm on to weapon equipment with D-pad down. There's okay, and first of all, you have to put it on the gun. Like it doesn't start on the gun by default. It's just there whenever you need it. So there's the bayonet for a longer melee range, but it's a one-hit kill. There's no lunge, and you cannot shoot while it's active. So this would be sort of like if you have the grenade launcher on your gun. When you switch to the grenade launcher, you can't shoot your gun. So this would also help with the panic knifing as well. Then there's the 40mm launcher. It will take after you switch to it, it will take 3 seconds to actually use it because it's arming up and stuff. And you can either choose an impact grenade like normal, a timed grenade, a buckshot round, or a smoke grenade. And it will be this launcher will be disabled for the first 10 seconds of any game mode. And it cannot be combined with the RPG if you have the impact grenade or the timed explosive in that. Then there is a master key, which is just your undermounted shotgun. There's the suppressor to appear off the radar when firing. There's a Kimbo for dual wielding your weapon once it's activated, but only for pistols and certain SMGs and certain shotguns. The laser module for increased hipfire accuracy. The thing with this is, if you put it on your gun, enemies are going to see this laser, so it may give your position away and stuff like that. But you get the hipfire accuracy, and if it's close range, it wouldn't really matter anyways. Then there's the flashlight for illuminating dark areas, the ACOG scope for an enhanced zoom, then a monocular scope for increased zoom for sights. So let's say you put a red dot sight attachment on your gun, you can put this under your weapon equipment, and then you can have more zoom while you activate it. Then the thermal scope for sniper rifles, and then a thermal flip sight, which is just a thermal dot sight for any primary weapon basically, and it will be compatible with regular dot sight. So let's say you have your regular dot sight on, right? Press D-pad down, it'll be right behind it, and it'll just flip it up and be behind it or something. That way you could still have both. And then the sonar sensor, which is basically the heartbeat sensor from Modern Warfare 2, and it will detect enemies and equipment. And it didn't detect equipment in Modern Warfare 2, but since I changed it to a sonar sensor, it will detect equipment. Now onto primary equipment. This is like the R2 function on PlayStation. I'm not sure what it is on Xbox and PC. I think it's F on PC. I have no idea, or maybe it's 4. Whatever, that's not important. So there's the M67 grenade, which is your normal fragmentation grenade. There's the V40 grenade, which is just a miniature fragmentation grenade that you can throw it further. There's the Semtex sticky grenade. The incendiary grenade, which produces fire when it hits the surface. There's a throwing knife, which will one hit kill someone if it hits them in the stomach and above. There's the blast shield for increased explosive resistance, and you will survive when you're stuck by a Semtex. This is always active, and it does not disrupt your view in whatsoever. It's just always there. The scanner, this allows you to copy and change to a player's class by scanning their dead body. So let's say you kill someone with the last few bullets in your gun. You just pull out the scanner, scan their dead body, and it'll just give you their class, everything and all. But only for dead bodies. That's it. Just dead people. Then there's the jammer. This will delay your red dot on the enemy minimap by 1 second, and you are invisible to killing air support for 10 seconds after you respawn. This will help protect you from stuff like, let's say someone gets an AC-130, and it'll help prevent you from getting spawn killed and stuff like that. Just being a little invisible from it. And the 1 second red dot delay, that will work for UAVs, it'll work for just shooting your gun at all times and stuff like that. Now onto secondary equipment. This is the L2 function, or the left trigger, I believe. So you have your stun grenade for slowing down targets and temporarily disabling equipment. There's the flash grenade that blinds and deafens players and temporarily disables equipment. There's the sting grenade that it basically just explodes with rubber balls, and it will cause minor damage to players. So basically it's not going to do anything to them, unless I guess they, maybe someone shot them and they got hurt a little bit. I guess it could kill them. And it will destroy equipment. So no temporarily disabling, just automatically destroying equipment if it's in range. Assuming there's nothing in between the grenade and the thing or whatever. Then there's the smoke grenade. There's a tear gas grenade for disorienting players. There's the sonar grenade for detecting enemy players, assuming they don't have the ninja perk to hide from it or whatever. Then there's a pulse grenade, which will temporarily disable electronic attachments and equipment, and it has a bigger radius than a stun grenade. So this will affect red dot sights and stuff like that too, and it's a much bigger radius, and that's where another trade-off is, where it only affects equipment attachment or electronic attachments. Bigger radius, but no effect on people. So this will basically, you know, disable grenade launchers, red dot sights, stuff like that, and thermal scopes. Then there's the wrench that lets you change the contents of a care package. There's a grappling hook used to climb up ledges, like in Black Ops. I know on, I have no idea. Let's just say Estate on Modern Warfare 2. Like, there are some windows that you can't necessarily jump to from any angle, so you just like put the hook on the ledge of the window, climb right in. Then the tactical mask, you have less effects from the secondary equipment, and the minimap does not disappear when you are affected by secondary equipment such as like stuns and flash grenades. It's always, the minimap will always be there, and this is always active. It does not disrupt your view in any way. Then there's the flak vest, which increases your melee resistance, and you are immune to fire, and it is always active. There's the ammo clip, so basically, let's say you run out of bullets. So you press L2, and it will give you an extra magazine for the gun that you currently have out. And then there's night vision goggles, so you can see better in the dark. Advanced optical goggles, so you can see through gas and smoke easier. This is always active. And then there's the tactical sidearm, so you basically just pull out a pistol with like a few magazines, and you're pretty much good to go. Much quicker than, I guess, switching to your secondary. I guess it could just be an extra pistol there. Like, you know, let's say you have your primary gun and you have a pistol holstered, and then in real life, you know, some people will have like a holster on their boot or something. So this would be the tactical sidearm.